I'm bilingual, but I don't speak BS.
How are you enjoying this ride of Housewives so far?
Oh my gosh, it's been, an amazing time. I really have enjoyed it so much, and I'm making some lifelong friends, so it's been really fun.
Not all lifelong friends, I don't think, though. Maybe.
I mean, not all, but, I try to concentrate on the positive, and all the good friends that I'm making.
The one friend you didn't make, it seems, was LeeAnne Locken. Mm-hmm. She told me she felt like you made the effort to be friends with everyone but her.
Well, that's her perspective. I feel like I came in completely trying to give everyone a chance, and I wanted to, get to know everybody. She was just very difficult to get to know, so I feel like she just kind of had a wall, actually, towards me. And LeeAnne was just, on the trip to Mexico, she was just honestly just really negative. So, I just like, when people are like that, I just tend to just ignore them.
LeeAnne, are you always this negative about everything in your life?
No, not negative.
You're always negative. You've been complaining since we got here.
No, I have not.
You are. You're just like complaining about everything.
I mean, and I kept trying to figure her out and understand her. And every time I would meet with her, I would try to see what was going on and try to understand her and her whole relationship with Deandra, So I was really trying to figure it out. And every time I was around her, she would make it hard for me to open that door.
So you could never really figure it out, as much as you tried.
I mean, I figured her out. I just couldn't figure out why, she just was very, she was just, always just got under my skin.
The way she explained it to me, and I want to get how you react to this, she said she's an alpha, and you think you're an alpha.
Well, I just don't think that alphas need to say they're alphas. They just act like alphas. A lion doesn't have to say they're a lion. They just act like a lion.
So do you think LeeAnne's bark is more than her bite, then?
Honestly, I don't know whether she has a bark or why she likes to think she does, but I don't know.
There is a moment where she really gets in your face and screams at you.
Mm-hmm. I'm the bitch that she should tell it to, not you, not Brandy.
What leads us to that? What's that about?
We were, at her bachelorette party, and I was feeling a little bit at this point, it was right after, Careyes. We had this amazing trip in Mexico, and her and Deandra seemed to be okay. So I saw Deandra really making an effort getting along with LeeAnne. When Deandra asked me if I was going to the bachelorette, I go, yes, are you coming? And she said, no, I'm not going, and she didn't invite me. So I kind of felt a little bit, honestly, weird because, here I'm friends with Deandra. I just met LeeAnne. I'm invited, but she's not. So I was trying to figure out why was Deandra not invited. So I simply asked LeeAnne, hey, why is not Deandra here? So, LeeAnne, on LeeAnne's, form, she, gets on my face and screams about it. So I just listened to it. And
there's also a moment in the trailer where you are seemingly talking about LeeAnne and you say,
she likes to give but she cannot take it. And I'm sick of people like that.
Yeah, I mean, she loves to criticize and likes to give to a lot of people, but when you do it to her, she plays the victim and, oh my gosh, makes the biggest thing out of it, and, it's just kind of like, okay, well, at this point, when I say that was in Thailand. So at that point, I really have her figure out, and I'm like, okay, well, she sure likes to give it, but, when you do a little bit to her, she just makes this big scene and cries, and oh my gosh, everybody's out to get me.
But then why go to her wedding if you're not clicking?
Well, I honestly, when I really, really realized that, okay, this is not gonna go anywhere, was really in our trip to Thailand.
Okay.
So honestly, before that, she would invite me and she texted me directly, hey, come to my wedding and I would like for you to be there. And, I had nothing going on. I wanted to be there because in case, we were I was hoping that we could be friends, and I know this was a very important thing for LeeAnne, so I wanted to be there, and but I didn't really realize that it was really not gonna happen until Thailand, when I really figured it out.
Okay, so you were trying to work on it, trying to make it work as much as you could.
Yes.
And then you had a realization on the big trip at the end of the season.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, LeeAnne has had this kind of relationship with a lot of people in this group, where it's when they first get to know her, it doesn't work out, and then we come back around and there is a friendship there. So do you see any chance of you two being friends, or not at all?
I'm never gonna say no because you never know, and famous last words, right? When
Right.
you say no, I will never do this, and you end up being super close to someone. I don't like to have enemies. I mean, I would like to be cordial with LeeAnne. It's really like it's up to her.
This is my circus, and I need some monkeys.
This week brings the return of the other Kary,
Yeah.
who, if I understand correctly, is kind of your entry point into this group, even though she exited the group when you entered it.
Yeah, that was actually, a big, like when I got the call, I said, but the bad news is that Kary's not going to be on it anymore. I was like, what? So, that was definitely tough for our friendship because I know Kary didn't think it was my fault, but it's still, she went through some, tough times with that. But we're in a good place now.
Good. This whole process of becoming a housewife, entering this world, what has been the biggest surprise to you of all this?
Oh, wow. The biggest surprise. I never expected, honestly, to make such amazing friends. And, I become very, very close, with a couple of the girls, like Stephanie, Cameron, and, I talk to them almost every day, and how close of friendships, I form in such a short time. I'd never really expected that.
Because going in, you knew Kary and Deandra. Did you know anybody else?
I knew Kary and Deandra, but I will say that my friendships with Stephanie and Cameron are way stronger than my friendship with Kary and Deandra were ever before.
Wow.
So that's what has been definitely surprising, for sure.
Spanish is my first language, and people say I have an accent when I speak English, but I think I've lost it, don't you?
What do you make of how often you're closed captioned?
That's so funny because a lot of people have said that, oh my gosh, I can't believe they're putting subtitles on everything she says, and some people have asked me, how do you feel about that? I'm like, oh, you know what? I haven't even noticed it. Seriously, it's so funny because I didn't even notice it. And I mean, I think, I don't really care either way.
Okay. All right, bringing it back to the season, one word to describe what is still to come. How would you sum it up?
Very unexpected.
Why is it unexpected?
Well, I think there's a lot of friendships that kind of shift around and just things that happen that I didn't see coming.
There is a glimmer in your eye that is making me excited but also nervous.
Yeah.
Is that how we should feel about the rest of the season? Excited but nervous?
Excited but nervous, yeah.
All right, we will leave it on that. Excited but nervous. Thank you, Kary.
You're welcome.